Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we are doing our history radio show. The point of this show is to talk about obscure historical facts that have quickly or already become lost to time. We try to tie these historical facts into our current campaign for the White House. Today, we've got a couple of interesting historical facts to cover. You know, the Quigley administration wants to do a great deal to reform the mental health problems across the country. As we all know, we have an overwhelming amount of homelessness. Large numbers of people on the streets are in fact suffering from mental health. Our prisons have become de facto mental health institutions and drug rehab facilities. So folks, let's jump right in. Over the past decades, mental health has come a long way, both in how it is treated and how the public views it. Once upon a time, however, the very concept of mental health was a foreign notion to consider at best and something to be vilified at worst. And with the worst case scenario, in addition to being vilified, the methods of treating mental health in the past were some of the cruelest methods and acts known to society. The cruelest of them all was the lobotomy. Originally, it was called a leucotomy, which first came about in the year 1935 and was performed by Antonio Egas Moniz in Portugal. Then a year later, in 1936, on September 4th, Walter Jackson Freeman brought the procedure into America and gave the procedure the name that we know, lobotomy. Oh my gosh. This abandoned medical treatment involved, you're not going to believe it folks, but here's the truth, it involved drilling 2 holes in the patient's head, followed by injecting the head with ethyl alcohol into the prefrontal cortex. This was done at the time to sever connections between the frontal lobe and other parts of the brain to reduce various symptoms related to various mental conditions such as manic depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, just to name a few. As we're all aware, though, this procedure caused more problems than it solved. A tragically famous lobotomy patient was none other than Rosemary Kennedy. And at the age of 23 years old, her father, the famous Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., had ordered a prefrontal lobotomy to be performed on her in an effort to ease her emotional outburst. Sadly, folks, the end result left Rosemary in a physically and mentally incapacitated state for the rest of her life. Yet, despite being so controversial, this mental health procedure/treatment was performed widely throughout the 1930s up to the 1950s, but it all came to a screeching halt in February of 1967 when Dr. Freeman performed his final lobotomy on a housewife named Helen Mortensen. This was her cerebral hemorrhage. Worse still, she wasn't even the first death at the hands of Dr. Freeman. Oh my goodness. It would be his last. He had hundreds of other patients die from cerebral hemorrhages after a lobotomy. And Helen Mortensen's death would mark Dr. Freeman's final lobotomy, making a total of 2,500 similar operations he performed in his lifetime. But luckily, by this time, antipsychotic medications would be developed, which made lobotomies fall out of favor within the medical field. Of course, there is still a long way to go in terms of improving the infrastructure of how the country treats and prioritizes mental health, but we have made severe breakthroughs. We've had some 2018 legislation. We have offered communities and patients support across the country, and this issue is moving to the forefront, because we all know whenever we see the homeless on the streets, whenever we see this overflowing jail population, that what we have really done is we have put mentally ill folks in places they should not be. Where should they be, we might ask? Well, they should be in mental hospitals or in outpatient programs under medication. Oh my gosh, we are a humane society, folks. We can do things the right way. We are past the age of lobotomies and drilling holes in people's heads, but nevertheless, we still have a very large mental health crisis on our hands that the Quigley administration will address when we get to the White House. Folks, nothing is free in America. Campaigns are expensive. We must spend money to make America great for everybody. In that vein, we have a presidential raffle. We have 20 million raffle tickets to sell during the Robert Quigley for President campaign. We're giving away more than 19,000 prizes. Those prizes include, we're going to give away a house. We're going to pay off a mortgage. We're going to give away 15 Tesla automobiles. We are going to give away a half a dozen mobile homes. We're talking about Thor, the Hurricane model, top of the line, folks. In addition to that, we're going to give away home energy systems, about a dozen home energy systems, in fact. And those are going to include wind turbines, solar panels, battery packs, heating systems, all the wiring boxes and bells and whistles to make those particular homes energy self-sufficient. In addition to that, folks, in this presidential raffle, we are going to fund 4 brand new small businesses somewhere in America. And the value of those grants are going to be up to $250,000, specifically for the creation and operation of a new small business. Now, folks, in addition to those raffles, we are going to be giving away around the world trips. We're going to be giving away around the world backpacking trips, which are going to be mostly on the airlines. We're going to be giving away an around the world trips, that's plural, and those are going to be cruises. In addition to that, we're giving away computer systems. We're giving away Apple gift cards, Amazon gift cards, Visa gift cards. In addition to those, we're giving away Cracker Barrel gift cards, Walmart gift cards, Starbucks gift cards, and of course Papa John gift cards. Now, most of these 19,000 plus prizes have odds of about 1 in 100, which is very, very good in relation to the lottery tickets that we buy around the country. So again, we have over 19,000 prizes. Raffle tickets are $5 each. For most of the prizes, your odds of winning are 1 in 100, and we've got 20 million raffle tickets to sell. Of course, all that money supports the campaign and the campaign machine for the Robert Quigley for President campaign. In addition to the raffle, we also have a campaign hat. It's a green color. It makes you look smart, makes you look sexy, has a nice logo on the front. And again, both the cap and the raffle tickets can be bought on the campaign website, robertquigleyforpresident.com. Now, in addition to those items, folks, we also have live shows that will be occurring all across America in 2023 and 2024. We will be performing in comedy clubs, in local theaters, in academic theaters. Basically, the show is part entertainment, part educational, and part stump speech. Every show will have Q&A. Every show will be recorded, as we're making both a documentary and a movie of the campaign and the life and times of Robert Quigley. So again, folks, you can go to the robertquigleyforpresident.com website. We will put the schedule up on the website as it firms up, and you can buy tickets to the shows on the website. In addition to those items, folks, we have a book that's under production as we talk. It should be up in the market in about 3 or 4 weeks. It's also going to be for sale on the campaign website. And essentially, it's a biography of Robert Quigley. You will also be able to find that on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart. So folks, if any of those items don't tickle your fancy, we also take plain old-fashioned political donations. Again, all of these items can be found on the robertquigleyforpresident.com website. Look under the Buy and Donate button. There's more description for each of these items and each of these prizes. And with your help, together, we can make America great for everybody. And folks, before I forget, I want to offer a big thank you to our sponsors and our advertisers on iHeartRadio. We appreciate all of your support and all of your effort to help make this campaign great for everybody. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and we hope you keep up the support. All the best to you and your families. And until we meet again, thanks again. Merry Christmas.